Hey guys, and welcome to the Igloo. Today we're going to be covering a vault replacement kind of building structure. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to cost a lot more than a actual just putting down a vault with 150k. So apparently they, I think, are going to be very dead set on keeping vaults at 150k. So just be aware that this is around the 150k placeable vault perspective. So let's just get right into it. So first, we need to have a fence foundation 3x3. So that's 12. It doesn't matter if it's DLC or not. I just use DLC because it looks nice, and you can tell the difference when you're layering as well. So you do that first, and then you put the gateways down second. As soon as you get the gateways down second, what you do is you get fence foundations on both sides, and you stack them too high, so that it can be on both of the linings of the door. Once you get that done, you can decide what you want for your entryways, whether you want 1, 2, or all 4. It doesn't really matter, because the point is to be 25 bombs to the loot or 30 bombs to the loot, so that you can have the equivalent, or they can use more to get even to the other sections. The point is to not have too many chests in one spot, only enough chests to equal the inventory space for a vault. Now, you can use this as a raid structure as well, so that you can have heavy defense. You can protect those beds so that somebody comes up, especially with everything that is up there. Again, I'm in perspective to test live and to see the stats. Things that are staying are orb stacking is going away, explosive arrows and stuff are in, but they also don't stack as well. And then bombs and then trebs are nerfed. So this is just the big overall perspective. So the next step is to get your first base platform. Now, you make the whole lining all the way around the inside interior 3x3, and then you have a sloot that goes up. Now, there's two different ways to make sure that people don't climb up. One is fences. And then you have to have a very intricate design that goes on the outside so that you can have the stability phase inside, and then you have some pillars. Very intricate process, so that you have to build it that way so that it overlays the upper edge of the drawbridge, and it forces the raiders to think to go up, when in all actuality, everything's in the middle, honeycombed. Now, the reason why honeycombing can work in some experiences for this game is that now that all raiding damage is being nerfed, this is going to be something that could be meta-like for the game. Other things, such as having a vault for your roof, are also other things that are very good advantages to protect your loot, which would be at the bottom. So the whole point of this now is that you want to have something that's above 30 bombs to get in. So once we make the platform, and you can either have it as one door, but in this example I have 4 doors, and then each one has a sloped T3 piece, and then it's sealed off from both sides. This prevents from getting to one section immediately and having the maximum amount of damage that is going to be needed per chest. So if they raid from the outside to the inside, you have to deal with it that way. If they do the same thing and then they just bomb from underneath, the splash is only going to go vertical, so they're only going to hit the ceiling tile that's above that vertical door in the first place. And then, third of all, if they put it exactly in the middle, then that means that they're going to have to go through almost as much bombs as a vault to pop all the doors from underneath. But let's continue. Now the next stage that you're going to have to worry about is that if you want to have your second story that's interior to be as a sectioned off quarantine base, or to have something else predetermined for the structure. Now, I use this as a storage facility as well. You can honeycomb it so that it can have another layer for the raiders to go through. Double triangles are really effective if they are going to be going through a vertical points. So what it is ceiling, slope, corner, then another ceiling, and then another ramp, corner. So if they blow the gate, they have to go through so much to get to that loot. Whereas if they do something else in particular, it works in your favor. Also, you can make these modular, and you can make it into a wall. You can make a perimeter wall. You can have a fence. Now, keep in mind on live, if you do this, this is not going to be the most effective way. These are for the upcoming changes that you're going to have to think about designing your base or doing something. So if you have a fob or something, forward operation base, and you're trying to make sure that you're doing all of your farming routes that are out there around that set obelisk, or somewhere there you want to just be ready to raid in PvP, or you have this at Asgard, or you want to have a section off in Korndorf. But because that there's going to be a new thrall limit passively because of food, you're going to need to inquire all these different locations. Now, we are knowing that they're going from one extreme to another when it comes to this, so this is a very, very, very prudent example. Another example for making sure that these fob bases are fine is that they are not interlinked to a certain height. They should be interlinked at a intermittent height so that they cannot be orb raided, they cannot be glitched into, and they have enough spacing in between. And then you can have a courtyard as well. So these are a few things to consider when it comes to making a base. Do you want to have it at an obelisk? Do you want to have a certain kind of preset? But because these doors are having 200k protection with the wall, it transpires between the two. So you have something that offers a advantage. It could be a trap as well, because you can just smoke it down if you're actually online to defend yourself instead of being offline rated. There's other things that are making this a versatile tool. If you have a T2, any kind of altar on top of it, and you have it like sectioned and cornered in, then you can actually even just use it as an infinite storage bug. Or something like, the devs have known about the infinite storage bug for the Yogg pits for ages, so you might as well use it if you are on official servers and you can actually use this. Third of all, then you could actually have, maybe even in the middle, a map room, so you can teleport out of your little castle base. So these are a few examples of how to do it. This is a very versatile build that will be coming up. You can use this for land claim instead of just putting up foundations. I know foundations are easy, but at the same time, having a tower like this that can be versatile, you can put archers on top, you can make sure that there can even be fighters at the bottom. So if you want to bait somebody coming into your base, you can just slap up that gateway, and then you just pull the gate chain up, and then next thing you know, they have to deal with fighters while they're waiting for the gateway to go back down, or a door that could be equally as opportunistic as possible. There's many varieties that can be done with this type of build. Even in a 3x3, this has the strongest yield per hit out of anything when it comes to Conan Exiles, especially if you want to have something that's a vault replacement versus an actual vault. Vaults are easy, don't get me wrong. When you have a T4 blacksmith, a T4 armorer, or a T4 carpenter, this has major advantages, and it's able to actually do things even with the reduction to 150k because of the reduced trebuchet damage, the no stacking anymore. But again, 25 bombs with poison shot arrows is really cheap. So again, if you want to have an alternative than to just lose a complete vault and all of its inventory, and you want people to work into an environment, that there is different ideas to actually making this work. And if you guys like this kind of stuff, and you actually like on how to see different types of designs and making sure so that you don't get rid of your claim, please leave a like, comment down below, and if you really like my stuff and you're feeling generous, get that Patreon that's in the description, and have a good one, guys.